A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this channeling session, we will talk about how life comes to a full circle sometimes. There was a time when the feminine used to feel extremely bad about the fact that she was not the chosen one, she was not the priority, and the masculine chose someone else over the feminine. And it had hurt her in many different ways, many ways that she could not even explain it to anyone. And in this session, what I sense is that the masculine was more of a person who was very codependent, and he needed a woman who could take care of him in a motherly way. It's not entirely like, okay, she has to become his mother, but in a way that someone has to take care of him, someone has to look after him. And it's not like he wasn't capable of being a provider, being a great provider, or being somebody who could, literally do a lot of things on his own, but he was raised in such a way, or his upbringing. And I always say this to people, before you blame your parents or you blame your upbringing or the programming, anything, you have to also understand that there's another aspect called karma. Whatever actions we do or whatever lessons we are yet to learn, we are going to learn it in a way that we have to face certain situations, and if the situations work out well, fine, but if they don't, then you obviously have to work on yourself, you have to repent, you have to redeem yourself. And in Indian metaphysics, we don't see making mistakes as something wrong. We don't say, oh, this person has made a mistake, or this person has acted in such a way. Now, they can never go up to a level where they can be a reformed person, or they can be a better person, or they can also be an individual who will eventually inspire many people just by being who they are. And people can talk about their mistakes openly. People can say, yeah, I used to be this kind of a person, and I used to do these things, I used to behave in this manner, and well, now I don't, because I learned from my mistakes. One of the reasons I like to channel sacred feminines like this is because they have projected out to be very strong personalities, and even when they were struck by adversity or difficult situations, some kind of emotional, financial, physical crisis, they did not choose the easy path, and that's what makes them the perfect potential of divine feminine energy. Here I can sense that this feminine, when she realized that the masculine needs something else, something more from her, and that is to mother him, and while she is going through certain problems, she cannot be the provider that he's looking for. He was not in provider energies, obviously. He was not in his provider potential, or at that point in time, even nurturing energies. He was simply being someone who was afraid to take the further steps. He was afraid to be in places or situations where he may not have that much money or that type of social position. So he wanted the materialistic things at that point in time, and he wanted it not in a quantity or a quality which is sufficient for a normal person. He wanted a lot more. He wanted many luxuries. He wanted money. He wanted fame, name, recognition. People should look up to him. People should be like, wow, this guy is so amazing. And when he looked at the feminine at that point in time, he did not see her in that light that she could be his provider. She could be the one to do things for her. So he was like, okay, she's not the one for me. As simple as that. And he was willing to move away because he was also spiritually immature. He did not know the value of love. He did not know what love is. Love is not just about materialistic things or money. And also, I'm not saying that love is about choosing to be in poverty consciousness. So somehow it was all about the timing. It was all about time. He was not willing to give that much time. He was not willing to wait so much. He was not willing to put in that much effort. So whatever came through or came to his way, came on his path, and whatever looked easier, simpler, not simple is not the word actually here, because all this is very complicated. Whatever looked easy and more comforting in his understanding, in whatever maturity he had gained at that point in time, he chose that. And that came into the form of karmic template and karmic relationship. He may have even made certain compromises that he would not have made otherwise. Here in this session, I can also sense very strong energy that he is in touch with the feminine. He is very much into her. He is extremely, even sexually, physically, in many ways, very much attracted to her. He wants her. But this distance between them is actually created by the feminine. He knows that. Because feminine has ethics, feminine has some moral values, and most importantly, she is much more spiritually mature than him, and she was mature than him even that time. When he decided to choose the karmic connection, even at that time she was more mature than him, because she could see it. She could see that he is doing this for a reason, and that reason is not love, not unconditional love. And at that time, even though she was more mature than him, but she was not as mature as it was required. Then, if she was so mature, then why would this whole dance happen? Because we are all here to learn. It's a school. It's a temporary place. We all learn. That's the thing. That's the reason why you're here, to learn, to become a better individual, to gain spiritual mastery. So she was like, okay, why is he doing this? He is doing this because I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. Yes, he also somehow reflected that message, but even she took it very personally. His choosing the karmic, his being with the karmic, she would look at the karmic, she would think, what does she have? She is not that great looking, or I am better looking, or she's probably, even if say she was good looking too, then too, she knew. The feminines always know that their beauty is innate beauty, natural beauty. It comes from within. They know it. But they don't want to say it out loud like that. They don't want to. In fact, I would tell you, to be very honest, in this journey, it's only after surrender that most feminines realize how beautiful they are. Before that, they don't even know it. They're just always thinking, I'm not that pretty, or I'm not as good as she is, or maybe she has something that I don't have. And again, this channeling is not completely gender biased or gender specific. The same situation can happen to a man, where the man realizes that the woman did not choose him because the other guy possesses something else more than me that I don't. And let me tell you, it's not money. In these cases, it's not money. It's usually looks. It's usually something to do with social status, and it could also be the pattern of commitment. Maybe, the woman was like, I want to be with someone who would do this for me, or who would do that for me, or who I would be able to at least control in a different way, or he should have something, which would lift her up in some way. So in the case of women also, same thing happens. Maybe she married, say, somebody who was famous. Somebody was famous, and she thought that, if I marry this person, I will be given more respect in the society or in my family. But this guy was famous, say, 10 years back. Now he's not. And he doesn't make any money, or he's not a good provider. On top of that, he thinks too much about himself. Maybe even his looks, she realizes they're all fake. It's not real. His hair or his body or his smile or something, is not real. And she thinks, like, why did I choose him? I thought I would be happy with this man. But I'm just his slave, or I'm literally not getting anything from this relationship that a wife or a woman should get. In a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship, same thing. So, my dear friends, this channeling is about the karmic this time, actually. So, karmics, depending on whose gender am I talking about. Say it's a woman and she married a man some other man. She didn't choose a masculine, she chose someone else. And later on, she realized that this is really a bad mistake. So she started contacting the masculine again and again in a friendly way. But she keeps telling him that I wish I had not made this mistake. Or even now, she's not using the word mistake. She's saying that, oh, we met during wrong timing. Oh, we met during this time or that time. Now, here, masculine is also telling the feminine. The feminine is obviously he was in love with her. He now realizes after all this time has passed by that she was the one I should have been with, I should have chosen. But I was not brave enough to make that decision. And I'm telling you, this channeling does not mean that he's braver now. He's still not brave because he's secretly doing all of this. He's secretly talking to her. He's secretly calling her up. Or even when he calls her up, it's more like they are friends, they've come back together as friends and there's nothing going on. But definitely he is very much interested in her because he would drop certain statements or certain lines wherein he would tell her like how much he wants her or how much he needs her in a way. He might be having a lot of materialistic possessions also. He could be having a lot of money. He could be having all the amazing things that he wanted back then. He wanted in his life. He got all of that. But guess what? Feminine also has money or whatever she needed. She's very strong because she has developed the provider as well as nurture aspect of her. After all, she is the twin flame. She is the twin flame, and twin flames have both energies since childhood. All they have to do is just merge those energies and actually realize their potential. So this amazing woman that he had fallen in love with, he was not brave enough to hold her hand or not brave enough to survive in whatever they had. He was not brave enough to choose love. And now he regrets that. After all this while, he regrets that. He feels that, I could have waited. I could have done so many other things. I could have been with her for the rest of my life. I would have been so happy with her. And she is so perfect for me. She still is, And he feels like, he's getting older, but she's not. So what is the secret? Now, the secret is that she chose love. The secret is that she accepted at that point in time that, okay, I'm not the right person for him. And now the karmic, in this channeling, I can sense the energy that the karmic finds out. She just has this feeling that, the man is not with her, or emotionally he's not with her. Maybe they never had such a strong physical connection because it might have died out. Had it been pure love, the attraction never dies out. And the physical connection is also not just about an intercourse. It's all about a lot of other things, just being together, being around each other, holding each other, being next to each other in times that they can. It's not like a 24/7 you're only thinking about these things. You've got no other work to do in life. But whatever he feels for her is more natural, like looking at her face, just talking to her. It's very easy, it's very easy to be with her. Whereas with the karmic, he has to make a lot of effort. And he has with time started realizing this. And he may have already realized it long time back. That's why he's been gravitating towards the feminine time and again. And she might not have accepted him. She might not have accepted him. She might have said to him, no, I can't be with you now. Now it's too late. Okay, but with time, maybe she forgave him. Usually people forgive, and with time she felt like, okay, it's too much. Let it go. Even I was a little insecure at that time. Even I was not in my confidence level or zone. So let's just be good friends, and it's nice to have peace and harmony. It's nice to forgive other people. And she's also creating very strong boundaries. It's not like, yeah, all right, I'm always available for you. She's not available for him. That's why all of this is happening. Had she been available for him, that would have happened like long time back. Long time back, they could have done this. They could have played this game, and it would have been a very toxic situation for her, especially. Not for him, for her. So, my dear friends, now the karmic, when she finds out about the feminine, the tables have turned. There was a time when the feminine used to look at her and feel bad about herself. And I'll tell you, it's not that I'm here to mock the karmic or put her down in any way. No. I'll tell you what her lesson is. Everybody knows the truth. Everybody on this planet, when they're making these type of decisions, they know the truth. So she always knew that this man does not love her, or this man is not the type of man, who would be that responsible. But she kept him because of certain things that she liked about him. She wanted him in a way which was also a karmic way. It was not a soul connection. Even she knew that it's not a soul connection. She was that mature to know. But she saw him, she met him, she talked with the masculine. She was like, I need to get this man. I should get this man. I should have this man with me. This type of a man. Because the masculine also, he also has certain qualities about him. But the karmic always knew it's not a soul connection. And she also knew that he is not choosing me for me. He may be saying 100 things, but he's not choosing me for me. He's choosing me for my money. He's choosing me for my social status. He could be acting like a social climber. He very well may be. And I'm not saying that all men are always nice and the masculine does not have any flaw. Guys, if the masculine didn't have any flaw, I would not be creating this channel and nobody else would be doing this whole ascension related work. Nobody would be doing inner work. So some of you need to bring him down from the pedestal because some of you really know him so well. In this channeling, what I sense very strongly is that the feminine did bring him down the pedestal. She did put him down from there. She did tell him that, okay, I will not accept you like this. You want to be with me? Either it was about loyalty, like, loyalty in a relationship. Either it was about, being someone who's content with not too much money or not too many big things. Either it was about recognition. Either it was about fame. Or either it was about social status, climbing higher in the social world, in the society. And she could very well see that he did not do any of that. He just wanted all the materialistic things. All right, you want that? You take that, she said. You go ahead and you take that. But for some time she was unhappy. She was like, I thought he loved me. I thought he could do anything for love, but he was not like that. He has disappointed me. She was disappointed by him, and maybe that's why she didn't forgive him for a good period of time. But now that she has evolved, what I can sense is that this is a feminine who is very actively doing inner work, and at the same time she is very dedicated and devoted to this journey, to source, to masters, to spirit guides. She's a very nice person, I can sense, very angelic soul, and also quite a badass. So sensing this type of energy, and when I read a man in this position, I feel the same for the man, that he's a very nice guy. He really loved the woman, his woman, a lot, but she was not happy with what he had. She wanted more. She wanted a lot of money. She wanted looks, or she wanted easy life or something, and she didn't choose him. And now she's stuck with a fake plastic body, someone she has to look after, someone she has to take care of. And now she's realizing and regretting her mistake. This is more of a big lesson for the karmic also, because the karmic people, they always choose men and women based on some physical features, or they choose men and women based on something they see in them, which is definitely not coming from the soul connection perspective. And even when they have this person, later on they realize that, oh, you know what, this person, I made a mistake. They know that, but they're so attached. They're practically also very attached to this person. They don't want to let go of this person because they see it like some kind of an achievement to be with such a person. And it kind of boosts their ego. Definitely it boosts their ego. Now every person sees relationships, love and romance very differently, right? Everybody has a certain taste or certain liking. So according to them and according to how they see things socially, because karmics are extremely, you can say, they are outwardly they are in an outwardly approach for life, not an inwardly approach. So whatever looks good from outside, whatever makes them look good, they have this narcissism, huge amount of narcissism. So they want to be with someone if that thing, that person, that situation makes them look good. And they're very good in this. They're very good in manipulation. They're very good in creating a beautiful image, and that image helps them to extract a lot of riches, money, and a lot of other things, which is something they again use as power symbol. So when this karmic, she obviously, either she knew that this person existed, the feminine or the masculine existed, or they did not know. They just knew themselves very well. They knew that whatever decisions they are making are for a reason, for a karmic or a materialistic, a worldly reason, not a real reason. But now they are getting to find out about this amazing person. Some of them could be in those energies who actually did have a confrontation with each other, the karmic and the feminine. And it could be possible that the feminine was like, okay, I'll let you go, but one day time will teach you what you got yourself into. And maybe she might have just taken it like, yeah, whatever, I am the good one, I am the better one, I am the one who's getting chosen. But so many years down the line, she is not the chosen one, because he is still in touch with the feminine. He is still gravitating towards the feminine. He is also sort of learning the lesson that maybe this is something that I'd never wanted. So who is going to suffer the most in this? Actually, the only people who will suffer are those who are attached to the materialistic world. Why I sense in this channeling the feminine is not suffering, or on the other side the masculine is not suffering, it's because they are not attached to their romantic interest anymore. Alright, the person that I'm channeling here, the woman or the female gender I'm channeling here, she knows very well that I don't have to be attached to this man. He may be with someone else, maybe he has this girlfriend or this wife or whatever, but I don't have to be emotionally attached with him or available for him, because he is still not ready. He is still not spiritually mature. If he was spiritually mature, he would be independent and he would leave all of these ties and he would leave all of these things, feelings or situations, basically his codependencies. He would also be as independent as I am. But he is not. He's clearly not. He is dependent. Emotionally, mentally, physically, financially. Maybe whatever growth he has seen is because of the presence of the karmic. So now he is under her debt. How people feel, like, because he's not a bad person. What I can sense it is that he's not a bad person at all. But his programming was done in such a way that he was taught a lot more about how much you gotta have instead of how much you should have within you. Like you should have in the worldly world, in the physical reality. Because these are lessons that come with time, energy, patience, energy work, patience, experience, and also the grace of God, the masters. Some people just know it. Like in this case, this female that I channel, she just knew it. And the male also that I channel two people who are having this whole karmic thing going on. The karmic is very jealous of them. The karmic is envying them. Like they haven't done anything that I did. And yet they are the apple of the eyes of this person that I have. Which means he is not or she is not exclusive. Not exclusive for me, and I cannot question them. I cannot question them because it was never about exclusivity. It was always and always about codependency. Now, this is again, I would repeat myself before I close this channeling session. This is not for creating conflict, or this is not for creating any kind of negative energy. It's for those people who understand these type of dynamics. Certain people are born certain way and certain people are taught certain things. Certain people are just the way they are. You can't really help it. So we need to also accept them. The more we accept them, the more open our heart becomes, and it can accommodate even so many karmic people in it. Today she is jealous of the feminine. There will be a time she will also like her and accept her. She will accept that, yeah, she is good. This woman is actually good. She's something else, which I am not, which is okay. Because I can also be like her one day. It's about learning from one another. From the karmic situation, the feminine learned that, she should become an independent person, and whatever she does not have, she needs to create that for herself, and she can. If another woman can, be it her legacy was like that, or say, she got it from her parents, it's not her own, or maybe she did actually do a lot of hard work to be wherever that person was, he, she, in this situation. So the masculine as well as the feminine, they both learn from the karmic certain things. And when the divine timing is right, that's the time when the karmic starts learning from the masculine and the feminine. And please understand, what the karmic will learn from the feminine and the masculine will be a much bigger gift. Much bigger gift. Karmic also can be of any gender. So she or he would learn about soul connections. They would learn about so many wonderful things which are coming from a higher vibrational reality, a higher dimension. Whereas these people, the twin flames, what they learn from the karmics is the connection of the body with the mind and with the soul. They realize in many ways that there are certain things which they have to do on their own. Even if God has not given it to them, up until that point they did not have it. Okay, till that point they did not have it. But when they saw the karmic, they realized that maybe inside my heart I feel the lack and limitation, and I need to go ahead and leave this lack and limitation behind. I need to love myself the way I am. And maybe in some cases they don't amass any wealth, they don't amass any recognition or fame or status or whatever. None of those materialistic things are important. All they do well is their duty, and all they do well is stand on their 2 feet. I mean financially also. Very important. But they are happy to be who they are. They are happy being themselves, and they love themselves just the way God has created them. And this lesson they learn thanks to the karmic and thanks to the separation. So they are also equally thankful to the karmic, but for now it's not the karmic's time to accept it all. Right now the karmic is jealous, envious, feeling bad that she is not his priority, she is not the one who matters to him, and she can sense it. She can sense it, and she can't turn it around now because it's been too long doing this whole worldly world scenario, playing it out. When he is bored of it, he is very bored of it. The masculine is totally bored of it. On the other side, the feminine is also bored of it in the other scenario. Alright, so for personal situations, you can write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com. Kindly do not share your twin flame journey in advance with me, because I use spiritual modalities, intuitive tools and techniques under the guidance of my masters and source and Sita Ram. I will see you soon in another one. One love and peace out, and Jai Shri Ram.